You ever have a situation where the world decides, yeah, I'm gonna kick you in the face every single time something good happens, just so I can have something bad happen with everything that's good? So, um, for some reason, I have this thing where I cannot activate my hotkeys for OBS. So that's great. Apparently it's a Warframe thing, because I'm not the only one that's having this. Great. So we're gonna be stopping in the middle of traffic every once in a while today. Hopefully I can edit that out. Alright, let's get this over with. Alright, my delicious people, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit, interesting. I'm a little late to this. Apparently, there's somebody who made it on day one, but I kind of sort of don't really have, anything else to do right now. So I figured, you know what, might as well do it. I'll switch to doing niche weapons later. I really want to get this done. I actually have something lined up for that, but you'll see. But yeah, today's weapon is the dual Coda Torxica. I'm not in the simulacrum. Hold on. The dual Coda Torxica. Torxica? Torxica. It's called the Torxica. Okay. So the dual Coda. I'm not. The dual Coda Torxica is a pretty interesting weapon. It basically does this thing where if it kills something through any means that is triggered by the weapon, right? Like a status effect or something, it fires off a bunch of like cold status effects, having balls that also increase damage vulnerability, which I do believe is 1.5. Essentially, literally just a you're ready thing, but actually does cold procs, which is interesting. And there's a glitch with it that makes people go flying into the air, which is fun. It's still there. I have seen it. It's fascinating, but it does get a little bit annoying when you're trying to kill a certain person, right? I'll show you the build after this, but I want to show you how it works. Da-da-da! So I'm gonna get a headshot, there we go, and I'm gonna get some body shots. As you can see, that damage vulnerability is pretty nice. There's also some punch through on here. It does some pretty meaty damage. Not like dual toxicist damage, but pretty good damage. Plus, if you hit the head, I mean, it's pretty good on headshots, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's like damage like over time kind of cold, but I have seen multiple cold procs. So I'm assuming, that's why I say it's most likely due to the fact that the statuses also send out the orbs. So yeah, if you're killing with the statuses, if you like gun down a whole bunch of people and leave one and just let him die, he will send out cold procs too. I will also be using Valkyrie to show you how it works in an actual mission, to show you that it really is pretty good. I will say, however, I didn't make us a fully maxed out build yet, so I'm gonna see what I can do with that, although, you know, it's pretty good. Alright, guess whose cat decided that the enter button is currently her pillow right now? Yeah, kitty, is the enter button your pillow? Are you liking the new keyboard? Alright, let's see how we go. Oh! Ooh, oh my god! Whoa, okay. That's a bit new. Did I mess up her build? I might have messed up her build. Anyway, it's actually pretty good damage, hell yeah. This is also Annie. Annie do be having a bit of a, it's basically the average of what you'll usually see. Someday I probably will bringing it into a much higher area, but this is definitely where I'm going. I think it can handle a higher area, but I'll show that next attempt. But yeah, there's not much you can say about it. It's literally just a straightforward dual pistols. Oops, I am not looking where I'm shooting. But yeah, I'll show you an acolyte, and oh yeah, there's a glitch, there's a glitch. See that? Ain't that weird? I don't know what exactly that is, but what I'm assuming is that they're using Urali's... They're probably using Urali's code to make this work. since, you know, it basically kind of sort of is the same thing. And they didn't iron it out. So, that's what I'm assuming. But I'll bring you to an Acolyte, and we'll see how this goes. Whee! Today's challenge is to defeat the Booty Bandit. Well, Kitty Booty is on the left side of your right side of your screen. It's Mania. Oh, I don't think I like Mania. Is Mania the one? I keep forgetting who exactly it is. I think it might be Mania. Oh, it's him. It's him. Okay, am I good? Am I good? Okay, no. I don't think that was him. Is that the guy I'm always worried about? Because I beat the shit out of that guy. Anyway, let's bring you to the outro, and I will see you. Okay, not the outro. I gotta get to the second build. I am so not organized. This thing where I can't do my hotkeys is actually kind of sort of irritating me to a point where I cannot focus. Oh no. Alright, so what's new about the full-on setup? So the new thing about the full-on setup is I'm using a completely different Urati who's going to be using this, which, yes, it does do damage vulnerability. However, because of the way Urati works is that, you know, this is actually an unmodded Maraluna, you know, and because she's firing out the bubbles, she's actually doing only twice the damage. But I'm mostly gonna not actually hit the enemies that she's targeting, right? Because, you know, damage vulnerability is a bit unfair. But I will be using something that I called Zata's Whisper, because the hits that comes from Blast counts as a direct weapon hit. So I'm adding Zata's Whisper to the builds now, which is probably going to be a little bit interesting. Still, none of this is exactly the same, but we're going to be going here and seeing how it goes. Also, Kitty decided to leave. Sorry, Kitty. It's how it's bothering. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Okay. Effective much? Okay. Yeah, okay. That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I guess Blast, counting as a direct hit, does actually some crazy damage. Actually, is this the weapon the one doing it? I kind of want to test that. But I'll test that later. I believe it's the weapon doing it. I'm not entirely sure if it is, but here we go. We'll do it one more time just to show it's not a fluke. Oh my goodness. But keep in mind, Zata's Whisper with the void damage will target the area that triggered the void damage's proc. So if you hit the head, it'll constantly target the head. Won't always hit the head because, you know, targeting with a magnetic style thing kind of sort of isn't entirely accurate. But as you can see, it's very effective. And yeah, and as you can see, sometimes the bullets still don't really hit the target, right? But yeah, it's how we're gonna be using it today. Very, very nice. So yeah, I'm showing you this, and hopefully the Acolyte is not somebody who is gonna, you know, cock block me, but you know, neither here nor there. Let's do this. Alright, so the cat wanted outside, but then again, apparently didn't want outside to a point where she decided, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here and stare at you instead of go outside. So my cat's not going outside. Did I say outside too much? Kitty, you're driving me insane. Anyway, let's activate this and this. It's a good thing I have enough energy for this. But yeah, here we go. Ooh. A little bit higher level. Enemies that are resistant to some of the stuff that I'm using. Actually, are they resistant to blast? I'm not sure if they're resistant to blast. Yeah, as you can see, it still does pretty good damage. Let's see if we can find something like more bigger. Isn't there like an enemy that's like a snake? Isn't there a snake-like enemy that I can use? Let's see, where is he? Is there one? No, okay. I'll come back to you when I find the snake. Oh, a snake! There he is. That's fast. I probably don't even need to cut that. And boom. Okay, he's good. That thing like fires pretty dangerous attack. There we go. One thing about the Maraluna gating thing is I kind of sort of don't really notice when Maraluna is dead, so I don't know when to revive her sometimes. But I think this is actually the superior type of using your rally. It's just it takes a lot of focus, and I'm a lazy bitch, so I'm not gonna be paying too much attention much, but it's a good thing we found a good room. That's good. We'll wait for an acolyte and let's see what it does to an acolyte. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I have made a decision. Is this decision a stupid decision? I do not know. Let me renew Maraluna and see if it is. Oh, it's a Bald Widow. It should be fine. Bald Widow, I challenge thee. What is that? Oh, wow. Whoa. Huh? What? Huh? Why? What? Huh? Why did that do so much damage at the end? This is still pass. She should have a damage vulnerability. I mean, damage reduction. That was fascinating. Huh. Ooh, I like these weapons. Where's the acolyte? I'm losing my mind. Oh, there he is. Hold on, Fibonacci. I got shit to do. Let's do this. Bring it on, acolyte. It's violence. God damn it. Why you gotta be violence for? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I wanna wait until it comes. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I have my. What? Actually, no. It went down again. Oh, I didn't get to show you what happens when I use Izata's Whisper on him, but hey, what you gonna do? I'm probably gonna cut it after I leave because I don't think I can. Oh wait, I'm in solo mode. Hold on. All right. So sorry for the cuts to my menu all the time. I'm having a rough issue with my OBS. I think it's actually Warframe itself that's not letting me use hotkeys, but I'll figure it out eventually. So yeah, sorry about that. But here we go. We're gonna be showing you the dual Coda Torxica. I should make a car joke, but I'm not a car guy, so I don't think I would understand enough about cars to make a car joke. So I don't know. I'll figure something out. Hand job maybe? I don't know. But wait, yeah, hand job would actually be pretty good. Anyway, Merciless Gunfight is gonna be the first mod, which is gonna be critical damage and punch through. We'll be using Magnetic Might for magnetic and critical damage, which is going to bring us to 4.4 multiplier. You technically could go with Prime Target Cracker, which would bring it to a 5 times multiplier, but in the long run, it's much better to go with the smaller multiplier, especially when you have magnetic and, you know, punch through at the same time. And it's actually a really good idea to not just max out a single multiplier. Instead, it's better to have multiple multipliers. So having punch through and an extra status is really good. Speaking of that, we have Galvanized Shot for more status chance, as well as 40% direct damage per status type, affecting the target for 14 seconds, and stacks to 3 times. This is actually pretty interesting because it gets every 2 statuses. It gives a Hornet Strike worth of damage. We're also going to be doing Galvanized Fusion for multi-shot, which will allow us to essentially guarantee a status per shot, even though it's only, you know, 84% status. Speaking of more multi-shot, we have Fire Rate and multi-shot on Lethal Torrent, which allows us to go up to 4 shots at once. Not guaranteed, but does do up to 4 shots at once. We'll also be doing Hornet Strike for the ramp up, which is very important because in the long run, it's better to have something to help with the ramp up rather than going with just Galvanized Shot in my tests. We also got Viral and with Frostbite and Pistol Pestilence. And our progenitor today, for both builds, is going to be Heat. Also, I forgot to mention, the unique trait is enemies damaged by the cool torso spread 3. Oh, damaged by. I thought it was death. Oh, no, it is damaged by. And they on death they will explode into a cold status chance ball, and additional shots infected enemies will inflict 1.5 times the damage. I believe it's plus 50%, but I think it could also be kind of like a Bane mod where it's adding. Okay, no, I think that is like a Bane mod actually. It looks like the Bane mod calculation, as you can see here. So I think it's actually like a Bane mod. That's actually pretty cool. That's probably why that thing died so quickly. Also, we'll be using Prime Pistol Mutation, which is gonna give us more primary ammo, and it's gonna go secondary enervate for crit. That's why I don't have a crit mod in here. Sorry, I just wanted to get out of that rut I was in. But the one with the primer was this one, which is Merciless Gunfight, Magnetic Might, Galvanized Diffusion, Galvanized Shot, Hornet Strike, Lethal Torrent, and we're switching the Viral for Blast. The Blast interacts with a very special thing, which is the Zata's Whisper. Zata's Whisper makes it to where every single time every single time you hit directly with the weapon, you do void damage. 46% with this build, but you can make it even higher with whatever frame you want to use, with as much strength as you feel like, but keep in mind the reason why I'm using Zata's Whisper and Ureli is because Ureli doesn't really affect a Enervate build, and the fact that I do want to make sure that I use something to enhance the weapon that is not dependent on the frame. So, if you want to use this with Zaku themselves, you can do that, or if you want to use a Rhino, that's also pretty good. Actually, a Rhino would be pretty good with this. I also have Archon Shards that do not affect secondary weapons, as you can see. And, yeah, that's pretty good. And then we have the Nautilus Prime, who will be modded as such. Coda on the top left to make it happen more often, and Assault Mode on the right to make that happen when Oradon is off cooldown. Speaking of cooldown, Manifold Bond for killing enemies with 3 or more status to basically take Cordon off of cooldown, which is pretty good if you manage to kill regularly. And we have Vacuum just because ammo efficiency, and everything else is completely optional, including Tenacious Spawn, which I still don't know why I haven't taken this off. But yeah, we got Hellstrom, which will be modded for Heat, Magnetic, Puncture, Impact, Radiation, and Viral for the direct hit. And the explosions will just have Heat, Magnetic, Impact, Radiation, and Viral, which is 1, 2, 3, 4.5 Hornet Strikes worth of damage for the tool Torxica. And we'll be using this with Magnetic Force, Rhyme rounds, Thermite rounds, Split Chamber because NPCs do not ramp up, Hammer Shot for 1 status, crit damage does not matter. We're using Magnetic Capacity for magnetic and magazine capacity, which is very nice. We're using Radiated Reload for radiation and reload speed, which is also very nice, and Viral Acceleration just to get as much bullets down the lane as possible. And I do not think I need to show you anything else, but if you are curious, this is the Ureli's build. Yeah, I do have Prime Shield in here. I was actually confused on whether or not I did. But yeah, it's nothing that affects the actual, like, weapon itself. It's all stuff that is more survivability based and pumping up the Zata's Whisper. I'll probably go over these builds, all 3 of them, maybe when the Prime comes out, and if I get like 3 Urelis. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I hope I have patience for it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Have wonderful, wonderful nightmares. I will see you in them. Remember, if you're watching my content, I know you're into it. Honey, honey. Good night. Oops, I leaned into that one and almost took off my headphones. Good night.